Here's an account of our field trip on Wednesday, November the 16th to STEM in 30. This time we're going to look at a program called Scientist or Guinea Pig and prepare it for public showing, a live showing. And here's the Air and Space advertisement for it. So we left school to get down for the museum opening at about 10 o'clock, dividing the groups into two. And the first group was going to take part in the recording along with two other schools. And here's some students from the other schools, and there's Mr. March getting ready to go in with group 2 after lunch. So there are certain parts of the program that are pre-recorded, but most of it was done in the Moving Beyond Earth gallery, and here you can see the WIS middle school students settling in. This will be group 1 after lunch, because that was the group that I was with, and there are some photographs from the earlier group as well. So there's about half an hour of introduction, reminding what is happening, the two Air and Space Museum presenters, and here is Marty Kelsey saying how to be ready if the cameras may be edited onto you. There are a number of students whose questions had been chosen, and they were sitting in another area which they described as better lit, and that's that one there. And you can see someone in blue who isn't a middle school student, and that's the astronaut Anna Fisher. And she's obviously looking at the questions, I think, ahead of time. But she's going to go up to the stage. Here's a small biography of her, a chemistry graduate, so I like that too, and flew on the second Discovery mission, but her second mission that she was going on was cancelled because of the Challenger disaster in '86. Here's group 1 with the astronaut, and I'm looking for the other presenter, Beth Wilson. We'll see her in a moment, I think. When students weren't actually for the recording, it went out live at 11 a.m. and at 1:30. We're having lunch in between, with some great little competitions that this group was doing, and some people had extra dessert. This was also the element nitrogen for freeze-dried ice cream. Here's some rock candy. I'm not sure if that's one for the formula for the sugar, C6H12O6. And there were certain items that students were asked to capture on a photograph, and they toured the museum looking for certain things. And I suppose there's some gallium and some arsenic in the solar cells there. Had to take a selfie with a planet. Not quite sure why the camera's in between the two. No, that's much better. Looking at a selfie. This was for a radioactive material. The radioisotope generator is used in The Martian there. And to get a scale of you with Saturn V, these are the what appear to be 5 engine nozzles. Some other artifacts in the museum. And then we're looking at some students stopped off at to use the simulators and perhaps to experience astronaut experiences. The element neon, looking here how to identify elements in space. You'll find out a little bit more about that in upper school. And we see with white light, normal light, and here we're looking under IR and the different temperature here. And if you look way over on the right, the neck is hotter. I think they just moved their sweater to see that. itself is being taken here. Looks like more neon here at a discovery station that's being described, and had a fairly extensive tour. And we had to look at something that wasn't man-made, and the monkey, something that was pre-1918, and so we've got something from the Civil War and air. Here, nitrogen again for freeze-drying astronaut ice cream. And touching some moon rock. And here, this will be liquid oxygen for an element. The V2 rocket was using liquid oxygen and indeed ethanol. Something that is pre-1918, some of the balloon observation with some early cameras, looking at the flexibility of different materials, obviously an element here, steel being a mixture. A formula, H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, that enabled the airplane, Douglas airplane, to go twice the speed of light. And I hope that is a mercury capsule. Pre-1918 again with the first balloon, a quarter-size model, the Montgolfier balloon. Again, some of the scale of the exhaust nozzles of the Saturn V rocket. This is going to have some calcium in it, anothracite for the moon rock, and just looking for different elements around the museum. Here, something that hasn't been manufactured, it's been grown, cashew nuts, and able, here a state was sent into space before humans. There's the opportunity for extra questions. That is on the recording that has been made, and at the end you can pause this and you can see the link to STEM in 30 with WIS students asking questions, and a good tour of DC in the fall on our return journey, which is what you're looking at here. So it was quite a busy day, some good questions asked by WIS students, and meeting or seeing Anna Fisher answer the questions. So here we are returning from the bus, heading up behind the mansion, and that's what we have looked at, and it will be on the National Air and Space Museum website. So search STEM in 30, and there's the URL if you want to pause it and use that. The next one, and you can go to any of these, the next one, you can go to the site to look at them, will be about the Wright Flyer. And all of these programs are archived. So thanks for joining us there, and enjoy